Do that too.
Okay.
And we're live.
Yo, welcome to another episode of Sophisticatedly Ratchet. This is your boy Mash, aka Spew God, Drip Drip. Please say the motherfucking
Drip,
drip aka
drip.
Drip
Drip,
Drip.
drip, drip.
Out here representing the Sophisticatedly Ratchet gang. Welcome back to another episode. I'm here with my queens and kings. I'd like to start by introducing my tribe. I want to go with my man Sly Boogie. How you feeling today, sir?
feeling good right now, Mash. Feeling good to be alive. What's going on with you?
Ain't shit. I mean shit. I want to swing it to my man Shake. What's good with you, sir?
Ain't nothing. Your boy shaking the house. Let's get it. Eat.
Okay, my nigga with the sound effects. I want to take it to my girl Mo from the BX.
Hey, tribe, what's up? It's your girl Mo, of course, representing the Bronx Section 5 all day, every day. Hey,
Don't ever zone my nigga shit.
Don't ever zone my shit.
I'm gonna take it to my man, the philosopher who be philosophizing. What's popping?
Everything is peace. Everything is peace, man. What's good?
Ain't
What
shit,
up,
ain't
Tribe?
shit. Last but not least, we got my girl, the
I'm
frozen
always
one,
last.
the
The
chosen
best for
one.
last.
Shout out to my girl TJ. What's good with you, queen?
What up, tribe? I'm in the building. What up?
Gang. All right, so in today's episode of Sophisticatedly Ratchet, we're going to talk about something I think is really important. Oh, sorry,
Come on.
which
You
is
start
the
with the word of the day?
motherfucking word of the day.
Oh shit!
It's time for the word of the day. It's time for the
Time
word
for
of
the
the
word of the
day.
day.
It's time for the word of the day.
Time for the word of the day.
Hey. Okay.
Water.
So today's word of the day, ladies and gentlemen, is bombastic. All right, Mr. Bombastic, very fantastic.
Is that
Yo,
even a word?
It's a
I
word,
thought
bro.
Shaggy
Word.
made that
That's the
shit
word.
up.
No, he did not. Yo, the actual word, the word means that you're full of hot air. Like you can't believe it. Like they give a lot of big. They give a lot of what's the word I'm looking for? They give a lot of big expectations, exaggerated expectations, but it's not just like the Joe Biden presidency. I'm just saying bombastic. All right.
He said Joe Biden.
So like
president.
full of shit, like you're full of shit type of thing.
Yeah, full of shit. Full of shit. Real talk.
Okay.
I like it.
What's this episode about now? So I'm gonna figure out how I can use that in a sentence because I need to win. I don't ever win.
Marked by or given.
Today's episode is about responsibility versus accountability. So
Okay.
if you can find a way to plug in bombastic in there and win today, I feel like
That's gonna be difficult.
My hat's off to you. My hat's off. I'm not even trying that shit. Have fun.
you've been
I'm gonna
practicing.
try it.
Bad.
I'm up for the
I will.
challenge. Challenge.
Oh, you gonna join in this time, TJ? Make sure you get in here. Okay.
I'm gonna just say it and get a point.
I'm gonna just sing Shaggy. Just sing Shaggy every
Singing
couple
Shaggy, I
minutes.
feel like you should be automatically like that's no point. Singing Shaggy. I was thinking
Right.
when I heard that word, I was thinking to that artist.
No, number one, Shaggy.
You don't get a
sang
point if you don't
Boombastic.
use it correctly.
Exactly.
He said boombastic.
Yeah, Shaggy's song is boombastic. He talking about
Boombastic.
That's the
Same
same.
shit.
Bombastic.
Same
Bombastic.
shit. Same
Facts.
shit.
Same
different
thing.
words?
Oh,
Nah, it's two
pronunciation.
It's two different words. One is boom.
Did he-
It's boombastic. I think
Yeah.
was more of a flyness. I'm boombastic. I think
it was
I think it's
bombastic.
like a
They call me-
flyness.
They call me
Yeah,
Mr.
you call it
Bombastic.
bombastic.
Yep.
I thought it was a boom.
Fantastic.
Wasn't it a B-U-M? Boombastic?
It's
Nah, I think it would be an O. Jamaicans
Yeah,
would spell it with a bow.
Nigga, we
I
got
don't
an
think
accent.
he would say he was full of shit. You know what I mean?
I mean, I was
Real
thinking like
quick.
he be exaggerating this shit. They call me Mr. Boombastic, semi-fantastic. I thought that's where he was going with it. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Yeah,
no, that
it sounded
does
like it
make
was something
sense.
like really big, you know.
Semi-fantastic. Wow, you might be right, bro. You might be right.
But in terms of today's episode, we're going to try real hard to plug in bombastic, but we're going to be talking about responsibility versus accountability.
Bang.
And in today's episode, I have the honor and privilege of moderating. And I think accountability is really important in order to be successful in life. I think if you don't hold yourself accountable to whatever character trait you portray yourself to be, then you will not be able to fulfill that role. And if your success in life is contingent on that, then it's tough noodles, my nigga. So versus responsibility, everybody can do something and consider themselves to be responsible. I think responsibility is something that's individual based versus accountability is something else. But that's what today is going to be talking about. And what I want to start is with burner questions today. So to my beautiful team, do you have your burner cards together?
You know we do.
Yes, we do.
Okay.
I'm ready.
All right. For those
I'll
who
be
don't know,
back.
burner cards are a signature to
Oh.
Sophisticatedly Ratchet. What burner cards are 3 cards. You get to answer one of 3 ways, which is a yes or a no, and then a Sophisticatedly Ratchet and a Sophisticatedly Ratchet answer. Your Sophisticatedly Ratchet answer can be either a wild card for the most part, or it's complicated, but usually Sophisticatedly Ratchet no matter what. So we're gonna stick around, wait for my homie to pull back up. Boom, she's ready. All right. So my first burner question for you all is hold on, what the fuck is this? Are you a responsible person?
This is too easy. Come on.
Yeah, let's see. So I got 2 for sure's. That's my man Boogie, and TJ got 2 for sure's. I got, well, that's really 3 for sure because I'm for sure. I'm gonna go with that one. My man Shake and Philosopher, they go with Sophisticatedly Ratchet, and Mo is she's down with the yes game.
Undecided. She took so long.
yeah.
You might as well go
I was trying to
SR.
decide if I wanted to say
Go
something.
SR,
That's
baby.
that's
Ratchet.
a
Go Ratchet,
Sophisticatedly
baby. Go
Ratchet
Ratchet.
face. Yeah, that face was
That's
Sophisticatedly
Yeah,
Ratchet.
you
That's what
don't
it
you
is.
wasn't sure.
She want to put up 2 cards again. That's what you want to do.
I
Okay.
do.
Combo. All right,
I
so
want to
we're
give
gonna,
a combo for real.
we're gonna give it to the Sophisticatedly Ratchet.
Should I
Flash.
like? My bad. Before we even begin, should I put the definition out there? Save it for the end, just in case motherfuckers a little confused about what it actually means. Responsible.
No, I mean,
Nah.
I mean,
I
if you're a
really-
responsible
said it.
person,
I mean,
you
when you
just
answer
making
what you're
sure.
responsible for, you can say, you know, what responsibility means to you. At the
yeah.
end of the
So
day, I
that's
guess.
Sophisticatedly Ratchet. What y'all got?
Flash?
You was for
Nah,
sure.
you
That's
go for
Flash
this
and
nigga. I
Shake.
forgot the question.
Oh, me? All right, boom.
Got you.
Are you
Yo, I say-
responsible? You're not responsible for
I
answering
say
the question.
it
That's for damn
depends.
sure.
It depends on the situation. I'm be honest with you. I'm a responsible person when I want to be. Let's be honest with you. I fucking control when I fucking want to be responsible,
Mhm.
and I don't always want to be responsible for shit. Am I a responsible person overall? Like, can you trust me with shit? Yes, you can trust me. But to be honest with you, sometimes at work, I don't want to be the person responsible for shit. And I will shirk off responsibility to other people. What's the word I like to use? I like to delegate. Okay, responsibility because I don't feel like fucking doing.
But that's being responsible.
Is it being
Delegating is
responsible?
Yeah, you making sure it gets done because you delegated it to somebody.
I do make sure it gets done. So maybe I am responsible.
Yeah,
but sometimes I
Telling
don't.
other people what to do is responsible. Okay.
Yeah.
As a leader, if you don't want to do
Yeah.
it, you make sure it gets done. So you delegate it. That's being responsible.
delegated.
It's not like it
Yeah.
didn't get done at all.
That's a fact.
Because I'm a delegating.
But I'm gonna be honest with you though. I don't always delegate. At work, you know, I am the king of fuck that shit, and they understand that. Like sometimes I'm gonna say fuck that shit. They be like, oh, this got to get done. No, because sometimes management comes up with these arbitrary timelines, and out of nowhere, oh, this got to get done by the end of the day today. And like, where the fuck did this emergency just come from? You know what? Fuck that shit. I'm not doing it. You get it tomorrow morning. It'll get done when it gets done. But I'm the king of that shit sometimes, you know? It depends on the situation.
So basically your supervisor come at you with some bombastic request and then you like, nah, that shit ain't important. I ain't doing that shit.
Hey, thank you, sir.
That sounds like a point for me, my nigga. That sounds like a point.
That is a point for you.
That sounds like a point for
You
me.
did get a point.
They come at me. Yeah, they come out with me with these bombastic requests. They tell me they need me to get this, and this. I do things I'll do things in a line of what I feel is important at the time. And also, you know, I have attention deficit disorder. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm diagnosed. It is what it is. You know, I'm still a smart guy.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a smart guy, but I have to do one thing at a time. You can't
keep
give me a
attention on
bunch
shit.
of
So you be
things.
talking with somebody on something, you just automatically change to the next topic. or some shit like that, right?
I do. I segue a lot, you know what I mean? But also it's because I have to talk about things when it comes to me, otherwise I'm scared that I'll forget it, you know? So I tend to interrupt. So if I do that from time to time, you know, just stop me. I try not to do that, but that's the reason why I do it sometimes.
You have no idea how much that changes my perspective on you just now, man. I used to always think when you used to change topics all the time, like, what the fuck is wrong with this nigga? Son? Like, not in a bad way, but just in a way like, yo, like,
oh no, it's not a game.
Talking about
it's
that
not
shit.
A game.
But now I understand why. Like,
that's shady.
I stopped taking it personal, but now it's like I wish I never took it personal to begin with.
Yo, I'd really have to just focus on one thing at a time. And that's I don't know if that takes away from me being responsible, but that's the reason why I'll be like, fuck that shit sometimes. And I'll write things down. I mean, I'll be responsible enough to write it down, but I'm just not getting it done by the deadline that you set.
You got to take pace with the things you're responsible for. I don't think that makes you irresponsible. It still makes you responsible.
Your shade.
I
Listen,
pray that your employee never listens to this shit, bro, because I think you are very responsible. You're not putting it out there that you are responsible. The way you talk
I am.
right now, bro. You mad responsible, bro.
Facts.
Well, I agree
That's what I was
with Shay
saying.
with it, though. Like, and granted, yeah, overall, you know, you're a responsible person, but I know exactly what you're saying when I have like those like fuck that shit moments, and I do that a lot. As far as like, that's not my responsibility. Yeah, I could be responsible over it, you know, as far as whatever the task is or whatnot. But I have a lot of moments where it's like, nah, it's not my problem, and you know, it really just depends. It depends on what it is. It could be work shit. It could be just personal shit, but yeah, like I get it though. So that's my short answer.
Yeah, I feel like the day-to-days kind of affirm my responsibility. Like I'm here trying to make sure I'm getting better every day, literally. The things I need to take care of in terms of like my financial, spiritual, emotional, like, you know, my personal self, I feel like I take care of. So yeah, I feel like I'm a responsible person just on my day-to-day activities.
TJ?
I think I'm very responsible. Yes, I do what I need to do. I'm forward thinking. I think I'm a responsible person.
Okay. And Mo, you said you yes or no? Yeah,
No, I say yes. I am responsible, and I know that I'm responsible because of the things that they always ask me to do at work. Like I'm a person, you know, they come to me because they know that they're going to get this shit done. So that shows, in my opinion, that I'm responsible.
Okay.
Yeah. But I do believe, but I am responsible. Like I said, when it warrants it, yes, I'm definitely responsible. I'm going to handle business. I'm going to handle business at all costs.
Is it me or do I feel like I'm like the fact that, you know, we could be more responsible, right? There's an option to be better, right? Like there's like that elephant in the room that makes me doubt whether I'm fully responsible. That's just what I was thinking, listening. Like we are responsible, but it's like we obviously could be better. So I don't know if that makes us irresponsible due to the fact that we're not at the level we want to be. But that's just a thought I was having. You know what I mean? We could be more responsible is what I'm saying.
Mash, we're going to talk. I don't want to jump the gun because I wanted to talk about accountability versus responsibility, but we're going to get into that eventually. Okay, so I'm not. I thought we were going to start with it. That's why.
Shay, you want to take over? You want to take over,
Just wants
Shay?
to know if you're a responsible adult, nigga.
Just the title.
Are you responsible for this episode?
It's just the title, bro. It's just the title.
No, I was just saying. I just wanted to make sure I don't talk about it.
He's excited, man. He's excited. He's excited. Come on.
It's okay. It's okay. I just don't want to make any assumptions about, you know, the sequence of the things the way they're supposed to go. But you know, it's okay. So in terms of everyone agreeing that they're responsible, I think I'm a responsible person. I think that the things that I'm responsible for, some things get more credit than others. But I think there's a gauge of what we want to make ourselves responsible for. Like there are priorities that we have, and you know, we gauge that based on how we feel about the thing that we chose to be responsible for. But I would consider myself a responsible person. I'd have made it this long in life pretty good, you know. So that's one. I'm complete on that one. Boogie, did you give your response? I mean, you feel your response?
Yeah, I did. Pretty much, I feel my day to day is what makes me a responsible person. So I live my life, man.
Got it. All right. So my next burning question is: if you see an adult in danger, is your responsibility to intervene?
Shit.
Okay, I think this is a unanimous. The first time in history.
As all six Sophisticatedly Ratchet.
Agreed.
Sophisticatedly Ratchet.
All right, so I'm gonna let the doors open on this one, family. Y'all can go. Who wants to go first?
Listen, the first thing I was just. I'm sorry, ladies first. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I have two experiences. One, I was in front of Brookdale Hospital, which is ghetto as hell in Brooklyn. And a girl was getting her ass whipped by this guy. And I felt horrible. So I called 911. But was I going to get out the car? No. There were people actually doing that. And it was a big thing. And at the end, she ended up leaving with him. It was like crazy. Also, yesterday I went to the Vegan Deal festival. It was amazing. It was super hot outside. I was telling my crew that I was a little, under the influence. I had an edible. And I felt like I was going to pass the hell out. And someone like on the DJ mentioned, oh, there's somebody that's passed out in the front. If there's any nurses or doctors, can you please help this person? And I was like, I need to help myself. I can't even help nobody else. So yeah, no, I don't typically, help unless it depends on the situation for me. If I wasn't under the influence and I wasn't feeling the way, maybe I would have helped. And maybe if it wasn't COVID, but they had EMT there, I was sure that she was going to get the help she needed.
You did all you could. You did all you could.
I was going to say it depends on the situation for me, because if it's a situation where I'm witnessing a robbery, I'm not, I can't help. I'm going to help by calling the authorities.
Or by calling 911.
Yeah, call 911, but I'm not going to intervene like, hey, stop there or anything like that. It depends if it's a physical altercation. If it's a guy and he's bigger than me, what can I really do at that point? I can try to intervene and get my ass beat. So
and they will do that,
right? So it depends. Like if it's a person who looks like they're mentally challenged or something like that, and I can possibly assist them and say no, don't do that. Or if they some kind of cognitive delay, maybe I'll be more prone to help because I'm able to see that they have this cognitive delay. But for
the physical delay,
or physical delay, a physical delay that they need some. Then I can intervene if it's could we just said if we've seen another adult in danger, for instance, if they didn't, or if it's an old lady that's getting ready to cross the street and the light is green. I mean, mommy, wait. I mean, pull her back in a situation like that. So it depends on it depends on the situation for me.
Yeah, you're not gonna put your own life in danger.
I 100% feel you, Mo.
You're not an Avenger. Real shit.
Real shit, my nigga.
I'm sure not.
Like, I'm sure you got a nice right hook, Mo, but damn, you can't fight 5 motherfuckers if you get that real.
I can't intervene with it. Not doing
I agree with you, Mo. I feel like it's situational when you should take the responsibility of those type of situations. Like the instance that TJ gave, if you see a woman getting beat up, I think it's important to protect women. But I also think it's important to mind your fucking business when niggas is fighting in relationships, because I've seen it go south when you try to help somebody and then you get your ass whipped by the both of them. Like, she's like, why you hitting my man? And now the family is torn apart now because you told me
they just got united because your dumb ass just came into the picture. Like,
now everybody all fucked up now because I thought it was my responsibility to protect you, but it wasn't my responsibility.
That shit was dysfunctional before you got there, bro. Your job was to call the cops.
Call the cops.
Real shit.
Let them get involved.
So some shit ain't worth your energy, even though it's like it looked urgent, but it's like it's a Jadakiss line from way back in the day. It's like, I got big guns that spit super lead. So play Superman, end up super dead. And it's like shit like that just makes me know that, even if I don't intervene in shit that's not my business. Like I was coming out the gym a couple of weeks ago, and I just seen like 2 people just kind of tussling together, like, and this person was screaming, help me. And I was like, no, I did feel kind of bad, but
paint me a picture. What they old?
I just came out the gym for doing my workout. I was banging it out the gym. I was doing
not you, Killer.
Oh, fuck me. Okay, sure. All right, so I came out the gym and see these. I look right across the street and I see these 2 people scuffling. It's early morning. Like it's like.
They
Caucasian, and I don't want to say they look homeless, but they look real disheveled and shit. But this one person clearly has them hemmed up and he's saying, help me. I don't know if he has a knife on him, but it's COVID. So I'm like, I see him and I'm just like, man, that shit crazy. And I felt, I did feel bad. Like, no lie. I did look and I was like.
You watched the bum fight and you felt bad? You helped the bum?
Nah, I know what the fuck I look like. Nah, hell no. I just, I kept my distance, but it was like the fact he was saying help me. And I was like, all right. Boogie,
You
common
feel like
sense. What
taking
you
out
gonna
your
do here?
camera, you would have helped.
No, I
Yeah,
definitely I felt that would have been
Did
a
you
little.
help him? Is he alive?
I did contact the authorities to, I provided the address of where the incident took place, and I left. I felt like
conscious forever, nigga. That's gonna be your conscious forever.
Nah, I'm good. I didn't report it. I'm straight.
Nah, there's a dead nigga out here.
I ain't no stress off my back, my man. I'm straight. I go to sleep. Nice.
Bigums.
Remember we talking about the ghosts jerking off in the corner. You gonna have a homeless ghost jerking off in your corner, looking at you haunting.
I hope you have a good time with that nut, because I ain't paying that man no mind. I'm good.
I'm not getting into a bum fight. That's
no.
for me.
I feel like the bum fight is automatic. I feel like if you get involved with the bum fight, you have to not have any COVID concerns.
Mm-hmm.
You damn sure do.
You got to be vaccinated to get involved into a bum fight.
Nah, even the vaccinated people got a bit more sense than that. Like, nah, I don't know what these guys are doing.
You feel real confident that you're not gonna come out of that unscathed. I find it hard to believe. I find it very, very, very hard to believe.
Yo,
and the way he had him hemmed up, to be honest, on some vaccine shit, I did not know if he had a knife or none of that shit. Like, he had him hemmed up, like he wasn't going nowhere. So I was like, fuck it.
How long did you stick around for that?
It was a good 2 minutes.
So you stood there for
you
2 minutes and do nothing.
I mean, I had to check it to make sure I wasn't bugging, but then I saw it was like health. I was like, all right, let me call somebody. Mind you, it's not like I'm the only person doing something. Everybody else kind of walking around, just watching. It's like 4 o'clock, so I had a few staff in there, but nobody else did nothing. So I'm like, fuck it.
I mean, I have 2 stories that directly correlate with each other. Like, the first story was when I was younger. I ain't gonna hold you. I used to be full of testosterone. I used to think I was a hero and shit. I wanted to help women in danger. If she was in danger, the first thing I would think is to help a woman who's in danger. Even though that's a very I guess chauvinist way of looking at things, because women don't need saving sometimes. Okay.
But we don't need you, Shake. Go back to the gym.
What did I say? What did I say?
Chauvinist.
It's not chauvinistic.
It is chauvinistic. That's what I meant to say.
Chauvinistic, right? Is that what you?
Chauvinistic, yes.
Like as if women can't do it for themselves, right?
Like they can't do it for themselves. Yeah, that's what I mean. So it's chauvinistic. It's a very chauvinistic way of thinking. Because I was at a club one time, and we was on the line waiting for our coat. And this dude was pushing up on this girl, and she's like, "Yo, stop, man, stop!" And he's like, "Yo, really aggressive with it." So I try to get in between them, and I'm like, "Yo, man, relax, yo. She's just trying to get her coat, man, relax." You know what I mean? That's the guy I used to be. Now this nigga had to get held back by his boy because he's like, "Nigga, I'll fucking murder you," and I was like, "Wow, that's
doing the most."
And then
anger.
Shorty looked at me, like, "My nigga, you don't even know me. You need to mind your business." And I was like, wow, like I thought I was doing the right thing.
I mean, you'd be surprised at how much control shorties really have in situations.
I don't like that.
Shit.
I don't know.
You don't even know me.
Like, some dudes can huff and puff, but they're not going to really touch their girl. I think some women kind of know that in some relationships. Not saying that that's an excuse. Don't get me wrong. No,
she that, but
she felt like she could handle it and she didn't need you. Is that what it was?
Yeah, she didn't need my help. Like, you don't know me, my nigga. Like, relax.
Okay.
You don't know me. You don't know the situation. You stop. Don't get involved with this shit. So later on in my life, I was driving past what's that stop right there? I can't remember. It's one of the big stops in Brooklyn. I can't think of it right now. The one
Broadway Junction.
Broadway Junction. So I was riding past Broadway Junction. And I saw this dude slap the shit out of his girl. God, and I was like, and they was on the street walking, they was arguing and shit, And he slapped her and shit, and he walked away and shit. And I'm looking like, damn, that's fucked up. And I kept on fucking driving, my nigga. I'm gonna mind my business. If she want to call the police, he wasn't on top of her. He wasn't beating her or nothing like that. He slapped her. And if she felt like she should walk away or she should call the police, that's her decision. That's not my decision. And I'm not getting involved.
I mean, you was in the cause. Well, how much? I mean, and it was already done.
And it's because of that situation that happened in the club years ago. That taught me that it's not my place to get involved with people's relationships or get involved with people's problems. Like I said, I'm not a superhero. I'm not doing it. Like, if it looks like, you know, he was jumping on her, he would like, and I really needed to intervene and he was on top of her, I would have gotten out of the car to help out.
Different.
But in those type of situations when he slapped her and walked away and shit, I'm like, what the fuck is your problem, bro? That's not my place, bro. Like you know what I'm saying? It's not even my place to call the police in that situation. I'm just keep it moving. Real talk.
Yeah, I don't know.
Nah,
like
that's
this.
valid.
Yeah, I don't ever like to see like domestic shit like that because that's a very touchy line as far as like when you should actually feel the need to interfere. I will say for me though, I'm kind of Mr. Mind Your Business if it don't involve the people who I trust or I love and shit like that. And I ain't even gonna lie, like I hate to see women fight. This is number one. I never like seeing women fight. And this reminded me of why I also mind my business sometimes as well. And Mash was here with me as far as like we went to the club one time and you know it was a group of us that went to the club. It was and with the people that we were going to the club with, I didn't know everyone, but I know we went to the club together. Okay.
He didn't know none of the women. He didn't know none of the women. Just put it like that.
Right. But I know like, okay, she's in our group. That's fine. She's part of the group. She's cool. We laugh, chop it up. It's cool. We get to the club, you know, we in VIP, we doing everything. We dancing, bottles everywhere and everything. Everybody dancing on couches and shit. And all I know is that a fight breaks out in the middle of VIP and it's with the chick that I don't know, but who came with us, and this other random chick that was in VIP too,
who was very aggressive. She was about the shits. The other girl who wasn't our friend, she was really
like
there for the violence. She was there for the violence.
Wait, who's more violent? Who's more violent?
The girl who you didn't know. The girl who you didn't know.
Right.
But because the girl who you didn't know, she felt the violence.
Right. So
you know, I feel like it's so weird when women show up to the club looking for smoke. But anyway,
yeah. But now the chick that we came with though, she was getting like dragged out, like she
washed up. She was getting washed up. It was bad.
And I had a front seat to this shit, and so and granted, I watched it for a little bit, but I was saying like, all right, this shit got to stop. I'm looking around, nobody want to stop the fucking shit. So I'm like, all right, it's two women fighting. I could just like help to kind of.
I mean, how bad was the ass whipping? Was she really getting fucked up, or she was just getting
wild? So the point where I intervened was where homegirl had like the one that was beating the chick ass had a whole handful of homegirl's weave, and she was just rocking her, and I was just like, damn. I said, I think the fight is over, you know, as the unofficial ref and shit. So I reached in and I grabbed like the middle part of her weave because I wanted to take off of the tug of war that was going on between her head and the punches and shit. And I was just like, all right, it's over. So I'm trying. So I'm in the middle. I'm taking the force off of her head. She's still swinging. The other one's still swinging. And out of all of this, all I remember is that I feel like somebody called security. And all of a sudden, I feel like 4 big ass niggas picking me up off the floor like I am the lightest nigga in the world. And these niggas had my body like they was like, you know how they take like what's like it called when they jump in the crowd? Yeah, like on stage dive. Niggas showed me in the motherfucking club, 4 security guards and shit. And I was being raised like a little nigga, and I was sitting here like, yo, what is going on here? Like, who's violating me? Like
the worst part about it when he was getting levitated, the nigga was looking at me, the nigga made eye contact like, is this really happening? I was like, yo, this is really happening right now.
Oh my god.
So I had to jump down and go grab the bouncer. Like, yo, chill, yo. He it wasn't him. He wasn't doing it. So, but goes to show like the picture that was painted there. Like as an onlooker of this whole thing, I didn't know a girl like that, so I was just watching. But to see Flash grabbing a woman's hair in a crowd, any of the bouncers could have thought, oh, he's fighting a chick.
Right.
You know, like he is automatically, no matter what his story is, it looks like he got a fistful of hair and he's helping this girl beat this girl up.
And that just shows you how quick the story can change in terms of who gets involved with what and how they perceive it can happen. Because sometimes you didn't want to mind your business. I'm not saying that's every like situation that should be like that, but I just understand like why I sometimes do it. Like, because in my mind, we came with friends. She had friends, like, and there's security here too. So
her friends wasn't as quick as you. Her friends wasn't as quick as you to help her, and that's what's
it
crazy.
Could turn left quick because there's some dudes who don't give a fuck. Like if you touch a woman, period, that's it. Like they don't give a fuck what the context of the situation is.
Flash, just take it into consideration. Now that we're talking about it and we backtracking the story, where was her friends at?
I don't.
Where was her female friends at? Like that's what's crazy. They should have been
scrapping them.
They kick us
as a female, you don't always want to jump in because you don't want it to be like, oh, they jumped me, because then that's the next thing, you know. Like for certain people, I don't care. You're gonna expect a me to jump in if it's Mo. If it's me and Mo, just that. Well,
that and that's what I was gonna say. This remind me of a situation that we had nothing to do with at one of TJ's birthday, and that's exactly. I didn't give a fuck. I had glass in my foot because I took off my shoes and went to work. Okay, went to work on a like I didn't give a fuck. All I saw TJ was going like this, and I realized I was trying to catch the hand so I could see. But when I realized
whose face is attached to these hands that's being thrown?
No, right? No, because she couldn't.
A fight broke out. The person I wasn't even in it.
She wasn't in it.
And I had my hair in a ponytail.
Let me tell you how the thing goes.
Pulled my hair down, and all I saw was that, and that was it.
All I saw was that. First of all, this is what I seen. I'm gonna just phrase it like this: we were all in VIP. We're sitting on top of the couch. I see homegirl who was the same situation kind of. It was a girl that was kind of in our VIP area, in an Armenian chick. She was Armenian, right? TJ, I think she might have been Armenian, whatever. I don't know what she was. I seen them two approaching, so I'm starting to tap people. I'm like, yo, start moving out. So TJ's cousin came out, our friend came out, I came out. So I'm like, okay, they out. When I went back to look, where's TJ? All I seen was this. Because now I see she's fighting. So I'm like, I want to trace the hand because that's why I'm like, who the hell got her here?
I didn't even know what happened.
I didn't
even know what happened because
I love the logic how she's just tracing the hair. Like, okay, who that hair belongs to this touching TJ? I'm gonna fuck that person up. I love that shit. Anyway,
when I realized I'm just gonna fast forward a bit. They all thought that we was together with this person. We didn't even know this person. When I saw that the hand was a nigga's hand, I took off my shoes and it was me and our other friend went to work. Okay.
Yeah, she dove in the shit like WWE.
Yes, like it was.
She dove in the crowd like WWE.
I don't give a fuck. Like you got my best friend. I don't care who you are. We went. I put my hand in, and I'm gonna see if you remember the shoes. I had shoes and they had like spikes on it.
Spikes on it. I remember that.
I put my hand in the shoe and it was work time. It was time to go work. That's what went down.
And we got kicked out of the club.
I can picture Mo clear as day. As soon as she saw TJ,
yes. So once I saw that was it. If I put my hand in my shoe and it was time to go work.
Some Rey Mysterio Ultimate Warrior shit.
And the bouncers came over and we told them what happened, and it was crazy because after we left, the dudes actually came over and apologized. Remember? I don't know if you remember because he was like, "Yo, I thought they thought that we was gonna because it was his girl that
we weren't with them,
and we wasn't even with that shorty that his chick was fighting." So we told him.
It didn't even matter. Why dude putting their hands on TJ though? Like my dude's hands.
No, it wasn't a guy. It was like the girls were jumping in, and then next thing you know, somebody put my hair, and I went down. So I'm like, "What the hell?" Like, and then Monique saw it.
Yeah, I mean, that was it for me. I was just trying to trace the hand because I wanted whoever.
They fucked up. They fucked up, Mo. They fucked up.
Somebody got the business because my hand was in my shoe, like that was boxing gloves. Okay.
So it's safe to say you felt responsible for protecting your friend during that time.
At that moment, of course.
That's the only person that I will ever fight for is Mo and my family.
Yeah, exactly. For my family, it's not even a question. I didn't even think twice. I was just like, I can't, I had on heels.
You instinctively knew to go for the spike shoes with the hand, Mo. Once you said that shit, I was like, yep.
I took my shoes off. I can't
premeditated murder is nothing.
I have on heels. I can't do nothing in heels. And that heel that I had on so that was even better. So I just put my hand inside my shoe and went to work.
I can't see a friend. I can't see a friend allowing somebody that they love get fucked up. Like I can't see that.
Absolutely not.
Because you can't even. How can I look you in the face later? Like yo, I seen you get fucked up, but I just couldn't.
Only way that happens is it like.
And my thing is that even after that, like I didn't care. Like I ended up remember I had glass in my foot. I didn't give a fuck. You know what I mean? And I have 10 more glasses. If it's for teeth. You get what I'm saying? Like my foot, I was barefooted. But in the grand scheme of things, it didn't matter. I left out of the. I think T, you had I think from everything, like I may have a scratch or whatever, but I know I had glass in my foot. I didn't give a fuck.
Yeah, my chain was popped.
Like
I feel like the rule is that like if your friend is getting fucked up, you automatically got to jump in, even if you might take it.
The only way you don't jump in.
No, you got to break it up. But if
you break it up,
your situation.
But if it's my
that's your friend jumping in, and somebody like put hands on them for no reason.
My friend is an instigator.
I'd only break it up if my man was actually in control of the fight and he was ODing.
If my friend was the instigator and they were squaring off, he gonna have to fight. I'm gonna watch it.
Well, that's how I feel too.
Ain't nobody gonna jump my nigga.
But that's how I feel too. Fight. Let me tell you, because the girl, it was a co-worker of TJ's that was kind of doing the most, and I was getting pissed. I wanted to fuck that bitch up ass. I'm like, just keep the fuck quiet, because if we get into anything over you on your own. Because number one, I don't know you, so tough titty said the kitty. You know what I mean? So if you get your ass beat, you just get your ass beat because you don't know how to sit down and keep your mouth quiet. And I'm being real. Like, I don't owe you any, I don't know you. But now, off the strength, of course, now if that's TJ's people, and if TJ end up fighting, then of course I'm gonna, because now that's my bet. You know what I mean? But it's like, stop. It's like, don't even do that so we can even get to that point. Like, I don't even want it to go there. You're talking too much. Like, stop. And I kept telling, like, yo, tell Shorty to be quiet because she's doing the most, and I'm starting to get pissed off.
All right, so how about this? So the next burning question I got for you is, if you go to a party and see your ex pissy drunk, is your responsibility to get them home?
Absolutely not.
Nah, chill. Burn the question. Chill.
Oh,
burn the question.
Sorry.
Burn the question. We know where you going with it though.
Oh wait.
All right, so the team we have 1, 2, 3, 4 sophisticatedly ratchet. So that's me, Spew God Drip Drip, Mo, TJ, Boogie, and then we got yes for my man Philosopher. Sorry, we got yes for my man Shake, and then we got a no for my man Flash. All right, let's give it to you first, Shake. Why you say yes?
Because she's a female. If I roll up on a woman that I used to date, and she knows I'm in the club and shit, and then her friends leave. Her friends probably left because they know I'm there. You know what I'm saying? Like, he here, he'll help her out, he'll get her home. I can't see myself leaving her in a situation. I don't know. I really can't see myself leaving her in this. I said I wasn't a responsible person, but I am a responsible person. I'm lying. I did lie.
We know.
I was capping earlier.
You're bombastic. You're bombastic.
Yeah, I'm bombastic when it comes to that. Real shit. That's 2 for you, buddy. But
wait. Hold on.
If I see somebody going on here, if I see a girl that I used to date and she's pissy drunk and she has no friends with her, I'm gonna make sure she gets in a cab. I don't think I have to get. You got your point. That's 2. You got 2, buddy.
I mean, all right, just making sure. Okay.
Whatever.
Yo, if I see her, I'm gonna make sure she can get into a cab or something and get home. Like, she gets into something. But I don't think it's my responsibility to take her home. But I'm gonna get her out the club. Like, come on, let's go. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me take you outside. You need to get home. Like, you look really fucked up. And if she's really bad, I'll take her home if she's not too far. But it's either I'll take her home or I'll put her in a cab, and I would feel it's my responsibility because even though we don't date anymore, I still may consider her a friend. As a friend, I should help her.
I just want to make it just a little bit more spicy, just because I just thought about it.
Go ahead.
What if she meet a nigga? What if she meet a nigga and she pissy drunk? Is it your responsibility to help her home then?
Wait, is the nigga with her?
She met her there. He met her there.
But
he met her and she's with the nigga?
He not with her.
No, hold on. Go ahead, Nash.
And she's pissy drunk and she's with this nigga and I don't know what his intentions are.
She not with him. She met him there. Like, you know.
She met him. I understand. But now she's with him right now. And she's pissy drunk. And now I don't know what his intentions are. Maybe his intentions are to take her fucking home. Maybe he even roofied her. I don't even know. As my friend, I feel it would be my responsibility.
Not your friend. She's your ex. She's not.
Yep. Pay attention, Shake. That's your ex.
She's
what you doing?
Friend. She's your ex.
I feel like I'm friends with my ex unless they establish that we're not friends. And I would definitely check on her to make sure she's okay. And if she tells me as an adult, listen, I'm good. I look you in the eye. I'm good. If not, I'm gonna be like, yo, wait, you just met this guy tonight? All right, cool. So I'm gonna call somebody she knows, a friend or whatever, and I'm gonna try to send her home.
You're doing a lot, my nigga. You're doing a lot for your ex right now.
If she's fucked up, I'm talking about, I'm talking a situation like pissy. She's falling all over the place, bro. I'm gonna help her.
Where are her friends? That's my that's no disrespect, but where are her friends?
But that's what he said. He said the friends left. He said if the friends left,
you don't know this guy. You don't know this guy. You just met this guy today, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I will probably be making an assessment about the guy. I guess it was. I mean, like, yo, like you just met her. all right, I'm her friend. I'm gonna make sure. I wouldn't even tell the guy that I'm her ex-boyfriend. I was like, I'd even be like, yo, my nigga, you got her number already? All right, good. Because I'm gonna make sure
even
she get
thinking
home.
about the situation, if a homegirl's left her with that dude, knowing that she was pissy drunk, it's because either she's probably fighting them, like, yo, leave me alone, let me be with this dude. Like, I'm just thinking about that rationally. Why would a homegirl leave her? Like, there's something wrong with that situation. That's why I'm like, nah, I ain't getting involved in that shit. You fuck around.
I would try though. I would try. Now, if she resists,
I respect that.
I respect.
I would. If she resists completely, I would just be like, you know what? All right, I'm gonna leave you with God. Okay. Hopefully you have a good night. I'll pray for you, girl.
It depends for me.
But it's what it is.
Your Flash, why you say no?
I said no, but now I'm thinking maybe I should have said Sophisticatedly Ratchet. I'm still Mr. Mind Your Business, and because I get what Shake is saying, like if the exes may be on like friendly status with you, and also you might be getting some buns from the ex and shit too. You never know. But at the same time, it's like, if I see her in the club, number one, I ain't come to the club for her, so I'm not really gonna waste my time in terms of trying to figure out if she good, if she not good. I'm more make eye contact, say hi, and I keep it pushing, honestly, as far as me and how I might deal with some exes. But if we're on a friendly status, I get it. Like, yeah, you want to make sure she do get home safe, even if it's just like, yo, hit my line, because I don't really have a lot of bad relations with my exes or whatnot. But so I get it. But once again, if I ain't fucking, I'm probably gonna mind my business though.
Okay. Well, that's I was gonna say that's why I said Sophisticatedly Ratchet, because it depends on the breakup. Like, some exes I'm cordial with, like, we have a good relationship. So if it was one of them, I'm like, yo, you good? If it's somebody else,
like, I hope she clap you
that's
up.
my answer.
Could give zero.
I hope she give you all types of.
No, I'm not saying that. I just could give zero, because I don't. You're not my concern anymore. So it's just like, oh, he drunk. Well, that's his concern. He should have watched what the fuck he was drinking. Like,
Yeah, where's his friends?
Yeah, where's his friends? Yeah, like,
where the people responsible for
where
you?
the people responsible for you? But
where the people responsible?
But if it's an ex and we like are like, I'm not even talking about sexually, none of that. But we legit good. Like, nah, I'm gonna make sure you like, bro, you good? Like, you all right? You good? Just make sure you good, and I'll make sure you get to a cab or whatever. Or is he drive? Like, you drove here? Nah, like, you're not driving. I mean, I'll come get your key later or whatever. But if it's an ex that I'm not fucking with you like that, could give zero.
I think your energy is also due to the fact that he's a man and he should be able to take care of himself. That's why I'm kind of I'm interested in hearing what TJ would say as opposed to
I feel the same way about a woman. I feel like a woman should be cautious about how much she drinking and all that shit too.
I can't use that example.
A female versus a male.
I'm about to say, I can't use that example.
Hold on, wait. Too many voices at once.
I was gonna say
hear Mo first.
Right. I was gonna say, I hear what you're saying, but the example that I was gonna use, I can't use because I was actually dating a person at the time, but they were pissy ass drunk, and it was obviously a male, and I had to make sure, so I don't think it's like, if I'm rocking with you, whether you're male or not, I'm gonna make sure you're good. You know what I mean? But even as an ex, if it depends on what the situation was and what the breakup was. If it was that we're no longer, and especially let's say even after the breakup, if I was trying to make, still be cordial with you, and you chose not to be cordial, if that's something that was your stance on it, then no, you gotta be responsible for yourself. Like, no, I got you. Yeah. Go ahead.
Depends on whether we're friendly or not.
I know where you were going with that, Shake, and I think, some people think, oh, he's a man, he'll be able to take care of himself, but what women you're thinking, she could get raped or molested or something like that.
Exactly.
I hear you. But I feel like if someone is that fucked up and sloppy, kind of drunk, they could get taken advantage of too. You could get robbed, stuff like that. So I feel like it's the same as a woman and a man, like guys can get robbed, they can get beat up. It's a lot of things. Yeah. Taking organs and shit. You never know. But for me, no, I'm not. Exactly what Mo said. I agree. It depends on the relationship that I have with my ex. If we're good, not even that we're still messing or anything like that, but we're in a good place or whatever, and they're sloppy drunk, I'm gonna try to look out and be like, hey, are you good? Did you drive here? Do you need a cab? Where your friends at? Make sure that they know where he's at, stuff like that. But nah.
Boogie?
I said Sophisticatedly Ratchet because I definitely need like context for the situation. Like, if I saw my ex pissy drunk by herself, I feel like that I'd be concerned just because she's by herself. But I'm thinking about pissy drunk. The way I see it is someone acting stupid. You know, when they drunk, they're just slurring around. You know what I mean? That kind of wild shit. So I'm thinking my ex seeing her like that. And I'm like, nah, you know, she's doing her own thing. It's not my business. So I would keep it pushing. But like if it looked like she was in danger, you know, of course, for human decency, I would try to, you know, reach out, try to make an attempt to help out. Yeah.
Facts.
But pissy
Facts.
drunk, if she's just acting stupid, go ahead. It ain't my business. Not my problem.
I'm in the same boat as you in terms of that. I feel like it depends on the relationship, how the relationship ended, what type of ex you are. You know what I mean? Because if you still owe me money, I might not give a fuck about you. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Right.
Drunk.
Okay. Like,
As a matter of fact, it's a good time to inquire about that money if you really think about it. Just say it.
You know, so X is for a reason. But I do think there's a certain sense of, like you said, human decency, Boogie. Like, you know, if you see, I know this person, I know they got kids, or I know they got a family, I know there's somebody kid, there's somebody brother, you know, there's somebody sister. I feel like it's important for you to really care about that part. But
even like a general context situation, it's like 3 o'clock in the morning. It's just like, you know, her by herself. And it's like, regardless of whether you give a fuck about it or not, it's like, damn, I don't, you know what I mean? Just that shit would probably fuck with my conscience if I found that like my ex was murdered and I was like, you know, I could have just been like, yo, let me get your cab or something like that. You know what I mean? Shit like that, you don't.
When they disappeared, yup.
You know what I mean? And it's like, you could have just done one simple little act and forever change that shit. And it's like, you don't need that on your conscience.
Facts. So that led me to one more burning question that's not on the list. And I just thought of it. Boogie, I apologize for not giving the info.
Nah, let's do it.
Whatever.
The question
Go ahead, bro.
is, are you accountable for your friends? And the reason, okay, good. And just to give you more context, in terms of what we're talking about, for me, I feel like the question, are you accountable for your friends, is like, we've been talking about, you know, do we feel responsible for people? You know, I feel like, me personally, I get sophisticatedly ratchet. I'll tell why I get sophisticatedly ratchet. Is because I can't live with myself if I don't. You, my friend, I gotta hold myself accountable as being your friend. And if I don't at least reach out and try to figure out what happened to you, like, I'm horrible. I'm a horrible person. I'm a horrible fucking person. I think that's my answer for that question. I didn't get an answer from Joe.
Can I also say that you said you don't ever pick up the phone for people, and if there was an emergency, don't call you.
That still makes Mash human. Like, he's flawed, but like
that's exactly why I'm telling you don't reach out to me.
Wait, what's the question? What's the question again? So what's the question again?
It's right there for you, my brother. It's right there.
Are you accountable for your friends?
For your friends. Accountable? Like, I have to answer for them, or responsible, bro?
I got you, bro. Let me
accountable, not responsible. Are you accountable for your friends? Like,
no.
Yeah, I need the definition of both. There we go. And I'm gonna get responsible in a second, so we get the differentiation between the two. Hold on. Yeah, I mean,
that's why I thought we was going to talk about accountability versus responsibility, because there's two different things. I will be responsible for my friend, but not accountable.
Right.
I disagree. Well,
tell me why.
Okay, there's a difference between accountability and responsibility. Responsibility means I would take responsibility to make sure that they get home, but I'm not accountable for the fact that they got too fucked up. Is this the same situation where they got fucked up and they was drunk off
it
or
can
whatever?
It can be, but you could be held accountable for that.
I don't know. I'm not accountable for it because I don't have to answer to nobody for it. And accountability means that you have to answer for this person, what this person did. Like, I don't have to answer for what this person did, but I am responsible for him as far as to, like, let's say he's pissy drunk, to make sure he gets home safe, because that's my friend. But I'm not accountable for his actions. My nigga, you're accountable for your actions. Real shit.
I agree with you, Shay. I feel like, and I think that's the most important thing. Who do I have to answer to about this person? And if I know I'm being responsible,
my God,
and I'm not overlooking like what my friend is, but I'm probably gonna try and give them good advice, whatever the case is. Maybe if they drunk or whatnot, you look out for them. You try to be responsible for other adults at times, for the people you care about, but you're not accountable for them. I feel like that when we talk about accountability, we're saying like, only one person should be accountable over something, and I'm not accountable I can't be accountable over all my friends, pretty much. Like, I can't do that. Like, and I guess for me too, I try to choose friends who understand what accountability is, especially for themselves. That way I don't have to feel that way. So I'm gonna just say no.
I'm thinking, like, I feel you, Flash. Don't get me wrong. I feel like I'm thinking the exact opposite. Yes, because I'm thinking of the basis of, I lie for my friends. When my friends tell me to lie for them, I would. I think we even have an episode on that. But I'm just thinking of that basis, like I'm accountable, like someone.
No,
I don't know, like if
I don't have to answer to nobody about them lying and shit. I could care less. I'm just feeling.
But I would be accountable to kind of hold up that image though as a friend. So it's like I'm thinking that there is an accountability as a friend. Like I'm required. Like if I'm holding you down, I'm gonna hold you down. I'm gonna be accountable for that. If you doing something wrong and I see you doing something wrong, I'm not gonna not say nothing. I'm gonna be accountable. Make sure that I see you doing this. I think it's wrong.
So
that's just how I kind of see it.
I say lines of responsibility because accountability would assume that you're responsible for the results of like that lie and everything that comes with it. Like you're accountable for making sure the lie succeeds.
Use the instance. Wait, Flash. Wait, as moderator, I'm stepping in. Use the instance that Boogie just gave you to answer his hypothetical.
You said for lying for somebody, right? That's what you just said.
Yeah,
like,
that's
a general instance of lying for somebody. Or if I see my friend doing something wrong or just behaving in a way that's like incorrect or whatever, I would be accountable to kind of tell him. I wouldn't just let him stray.
No,
you know what I mean? Like I would be accountable to make sure that I let my friend, help my friend.
Once again, you have a responsibility towards your friends. Maybe I don't think that. Once again, you're not accountable for your friend though.
He's answering to himself though. I think that's what I'm hearing him say. Your thing is like who you.
That's on me. That's my friend. I'm gonna make sure I hold him down regardless of the fact. Like that's on me.
Right. And I'm just sitting here like that's not my. I can't be accountable for that. Like he maybe gave me a responsibility. He might have said like, "Yo, I need you to lie for me." That's fine. He gave me a responsibility. I'm not accountable for whatever else.
Now, Flash. You remember when Mash disappeared when he got drugged and shit?
Oh,
and you were saying to yourself, like, what would I say to his mom? Did you feel accountable at that moment if he was missing and shit?
Perfect example.
Would you consider yourself accountable?
That's a good question. So no, I feel like
that's just more guilt.
I didn't feel accountable for him in the sense of like, damn, he got drugged because number one, we got drugged. So that is a whole different thing in that because I'm drugged.
That in hindsight. You know that in hindsight.
Yeah, in hindsight.
You didn't know that in the moment.
During the time.
You are accountable for me.
So when I said that, as far as I got to tell his mom, I felt like I had a responsibility of telling his mom because I'm a person who I would feel like, yo, I got to look out for my friend and shit. Not accountable for if he got drunk and all this other shit. Because I'm sitting here like that's a grown man.
He has a responsibility. I get it.
I mean, even in the basis of your friend just getting into a fight,
she wouldn't hold him
to make sure that your friend is good. Like if your friend ain't fucking him up, then you jumping in. It's like regardless of whether it's your responsibility to or not. Am I bugging?
But once again, accountability is different than how I view it. Once again, I could dissect the two in terms of what I feel like I'm responsible for and what I'm accountable for. You have your own definitions of that. That's great. I just know like what I see as accountability. These are certain things that I can control. That's all.
Things that you can control. And I'm gonna be honest with you, the mom probably would have not held you accountable for it. His mom wouldn't have made you accountable for it either, but you felt responsible. I understand what you're saying.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay.
So back to the
everybody
question.
spoke on the question hand is: are you accountable for your friends? TJ, are you accountable for your friends?
Go ahead, TJ, and I'll go.
I mean, like, I think this answer is the same for responsible. It depends on who the friend is. Like, I would be accountable for Mo, but it's certain things that I'd be accountable for, not everything.
All right.
But I would be more open to being accountable for her, and that's it. I don't have any other friends I could think of.
Okay. Mo?
I agree to like accountable. I kind of feel like Flash in a sense, like responsible. Yeah, I'm gonna be responsible for you. Like you with me, I'm gonna be responsible. Accountability, I may be able to take some accountability depending on the person and the situation. Like I agree. If it's TJ, it is what it is. But yeah, that's why I put sophisticatedly ratchet because it's
something about accountability. It's like it's not full responsibility. Like you can take accountability for your friend, but not take full responsibility for their actions or whatever.
Right.
Not yet, but like I was saying with Mo, like if TJ kicks somebody in the balls, right? I don't think you will be accountable for that, right?
Like, I can't be accountable for it because
you'll be responsible to get your friend out of that situation.
Exactly.
Correct. But you can't. You're not going to be responsible because she kicked somebody in the balls.
Right.
Real shit.
Right.
I'm thinking to myself, like, if Mash got into an argument with somebody, Mash punched dude in his face and knocked him out. I'd be like, damn, Mash knocked him out. It's fucked up. I'm accountable for that because I'm with him. But it's like I don't look at it like in the way I'd be responsible for getting him out. I'd be like, It's like I look at it differently.
So you think you a Kobe?
I wouldn't feel like I'd be responsible to help him get him out, but I'd be like,
if he get locked up, you should get locked up as well.
Well, my thing's make sure he wouldn't get locked up. That's the thing.
Yeah, it's a body
accountable to make sure that he good and get out of here. That's my thing. So
he's like, yo,
I'm trying to think about where responsibility will fall in at that point, if there's a responsibility.
Yeah, because it's not. He's responsible for his own actions, my nigga. You're responsible to make sure
he's safe. Like he's my friend. So if he get in this shit, then that's like, fuck all that.
You're responsible to make sure he's safe. You're responsible to make sure he's in no immediate danger.
You know, I mean,
common sense wise, if he.
Go ahead.
I just want to give one. I just want to give one. I got into a problem with somebody. Things went south. I had to put him in my trunk. I came to you. I need help.
Is the person alive or deceased?
Very important question, Mo. Thank you. Thank you, Mo.
Oh, okay.
You need to know that. You need to know that, sir.
I don't know if he's dead or alive. I didn't know. I fucked him up real bad, and he in the trunk. He was bleeding.
You need to find out if he's alive first, my nigga.
I'm already talking to you. I'm already talking to you right now.
So you got me fucked up. You don't even got the full information. So you got me over here.
I don't got you fucked up. Listen, I'm telling you what happened to me. Shit turned south. I had to fuck him up. I fucked him up real bad. I put him in the trunk. I'm scared. I don't know what to do.
All right.
What should I do?
Yo, okay, Mash. I love you, my nigga. But I'm gonna give you suggestions as far as what you should do next. I'm not putting my hands on you.
Bad friends. You gotta check the trunk to see if this motherfucker's alive.
Suggestions as far as what you should do next, my nigga. You gonna need to bury this.
My nigga, we need to find some masks. First off, we need to find some masks, and we need to find a way to drive further out there, so we can, you know what I mean. Then we can talk about these things more rationally.
Okay. Yeah, I hope you
plan it out.
Cut your phone off, nigga. Please cut your phone off. Completely remove the backpack. Give me your phone. Your phone will stay here, bro. Real shit. I'm gonna give you real life advice, but you need to deal with it.
The wild part is, Shake, I agree, because I'm not gonna sit there. I'm not gonna lie. The whole part of me would not call the cops, even if he came to me like that. I would tell him. I would suggest shit to him. But I would also let him know, like, if you love me, you're not gonna put me in a situation where I'm gonna have to like really kill you now with some shit.
I'm thinking of some ride or die shit where it's like he really was on some like he literally had no other option. Off the wall possibility. Like he really had no other option.
I just gave you in the same hypothetical I just gave you. I had the situation and I'm scared and I'm coming to you. I'm saying, yo, I need help.
Even TJ, like if Mo came to you in that situation, like on some real shit, some bitch really try to fuck with her and really try to take a life, and she's like, "Yo, I got her in the truck." You wouldn't feel compelled to kind of like, "Yo, we need to make sure we fix this shit."
I need to know more story. I need to know more story.
I mean, of course you're gonna get more of the story, but
if she did it over the phone, like you stupid. If you did it via text, you stupid. If you said it to me in person, if you did it over the phone, I'm gonna be like, call the cop.
Call me back. Because
if she did it via text,
I'm thinking of the original question. She should show up like he's physically in front of you.
You get implicated if you told them, bad advice. If you tell them, "Oh, we'll bring the body here and let's dispose of it together," you just included yourself in the bullshit.
Look, I would not say anything.
Not to call me.
No conversations via phone or text, of course.
Until your phone is disconnected completely. And it's
all right, so y'all wanted money to water. I pulled up at your crib. I didn't call you. I pulled up at your crib.
You did.
I mean, it just showed. The question is,
cut your phone off, bro. I'm not talking to you without your phone off.
No. I pulled up at your crib and I gave you the sob story. Yo, I got a nigga in the trunk right now. I don't know what to do.
Why he in the trunk? Why he in the trunk? Tell me what happened.
I told you why. I couldn't leave the body.
No. Calm down. Calm down.
Yeah, but did you kill the person?
I need you to sit down. I need you to sit down right now. You're gonna tell me what happened. From point A,
you gonna tell a nigga with a body in the truck to be patient and sit down? Okay, go ahead.
We got time.
I need to know.
The helicopter's in
here. He got a body in the truck.
We was chilling in the parking lot after we left the club. I was chilling in the back of my man Searoy. We was looking in the trunk, and I was showing him my new piece. And then I showed him this grenade that I had. And this nigga walked up. He was like, "Yo, let me see the grenade." I told him, "Nah, I beat it." And then he said, "Fuck you." I said, "Repeat it again." So I shot the nigga. So and then when I shot him,
you did that.
I mean, I shot him, and everybody ran out of the spot. So then
did you shoot him on purpose?
I just want you to know his rationale in this whole original story fucks up.
I just told you.
That sounds like
it's definitely not that urgent no more, my nigga. You definitely just had a little
twitchy. It sounds like a hypothetical that
everybody
fucking saw you, bro.
Why you had a twitchy finger, my nigga?
Listen, regardless, this is the story. And I'm sticking to it, okay?
This was not the original story you presented us with, my nigga.
I'm here now.
What should I do? The story because you said that you punched him out.
The first thing you need to do is get the grenade out your trunk. Let me get that shit. Let's talk about it.
Yo, I'm gonna give you a map. I'm gonna give you a map, bro. Mexico is 600 miles deep.
I need to come show you, nigga. Why you come here? What the fuck?
You got to get to the border, okay? Not we, you.
You got to get to the border.
If they come and they say, if I saw you, I'm gonna say yes. Okay.
Yes. I don't know where he went.
And I'm gonna say he was talking about going to Canada. You got a good 14 hours, bro.
I have a more accurate question for our viewers right now. You just want to answer that clearly. Just test that level of friendship. I'm just curious what you're doing.
All right,
I'm gonna stall them niggas.
I guess that leads to my next talking point. Are you responsible for other adults? So now in this hypothetical, I'm on the run now. And now, are y'all responsible for me as an adult?
Nah, I'm
in this scenario, as you the adult, no. You on some fucking what's that movie? Set It Off shit when he was driving off and the helicopters are chasing the ladies. That's what he on right now.
I can't be responsible for you. Like my nigga, you are on your own at this moment. But like, I can't. You go ahead, Fly. Sorry.
Go ahead. You had it.
No, I'm just saying I can't be responsible for you at that moment, bro. I can't. Like you're on the run. All right, you're on your way to Mexico. I told you which way to go. My nigga, don't call me.
Can they track it?
He done fucked up well before you got there. So it's like nothing you can do.
Just thinking Shake had just signed on my exit papers of our relationship. He was like, "Yeah, this
I love you, bro.
Right?
No, but listen. I'm gonna tell you why you can't call me. I'm gonna tell you why you can't call me because they're gonna be looking at me and they're gonna be watching my phone. They're gonna be seeing where you call me from, my nigga. I don't want you to be stupid. I don't want you to do dumb shit to get caught.
You don't want to be held.
No, I don't want you to get caught, bro. I don't want you to get caught.
And I don't want to be held accountable for you, dog. Ain't nobody trying to go to jail for the shit you just did. Nobody trying to do that. No.
Exactly.
Yeah. In terms of being responsible of adults, I feel like there's a limit to it. Like hypothetically, if I was with Mo like on a field trip or some shit like that, and Mo just happened to disappear, you bet your bottom fucking dollar I'm gonna find out where Mo's at because I'm responsible for that. Like no one else knows where she at except me. Well, that's what everyone's gonna assume. So I'd be responsible for figuring out what the fuck happened to Mo. But if Mo's just doing some dumb shit where she's gonna go fucking kill a whole bunch of people, and give up her food or whatever. Mo, I love you, but go ahead, knock it all out. That's not my responsibility. You know what I mean?
Word.
Yeah, I feel responsible for my friends at times. I would just say that. And once again, it would depend on the situation as far as like, are they under, are they intoxicated?
They got a gun in their hand.
Yeah. Can they perform like what they would usually do when I see them on a regular day or whatnot? I might feel responsibility to like, yo, sit down, let me get you some water or whatever. I'm gonna look out for that friend. That's what I see it as. I'm looking out for them. I feel responsible for them in that moment. But if my friend is on some wild shit talking about like, yo, I want to go, like she was saying, you want to go shoot up some shit or they want to go dive off of some shit that I'm just not with. I'm gonna be like, nah, I'm not responsible for their safety, I guess, if they decide to do wild shit when they feel like it.
Would you talk them out of it?
So the minute he starts getting out of character, it's like, yo, like, yo, my nigga, good. That's it. Leave him alone.
And honestly, and look, and shit like that makes me gauge the friendship because if I got to figure out what kind of life I need to lead too. So if my friend always does some shit like, yo, I'm about to go murder another one tonight, I'm gonna be like, okay.
Another one.
I gotta stop fucking with this nigga. I gotta cut down the time I spend with this nigga.
Exactly.
I gotta reevaluate this.
I mean, another one is different. Like one I get, like another one, damn.
Show me your 5 close personal friends and I'll show you who you are.
You were real talk.
This nigga making a paper trail. I don't want to be part of that shit.
Yeah, that's different.
Word.
Yeah, but that's how I feel though. At moments, that's all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel that.
I feel like it just depends on the love I have for that other adult at the end of the day. If it's a stranger, I don't have no obligation to this person at the end of the day. Right. I mean, don't get me wrong, human decency will always play a part. Like, I ain't grimy where I could do something, you know, put some little energy and get a lot out of it to help someone. But I'm not going to break myself to help a stranger who, you know, if the situation was reversed, maybe play it a little bit differently. And that's also the real thing to consider. Like, what would, you know, if you're in that situation, what you expect someone to do for you? That's always something I think about.
I would like to think that if I'm ever in a situation where, and the hypothetical that I gave was so left field, but
I appreciate that.
But I like it.
Yeah.
If I think like Thelma and Louise type shit, like you riding with me, like if I'm gonna put you in this shit, I know I did it because I didn't have a choice.
That's
like,
the fact. That's what it has to be.
I was so afraid and I was so scared. Like I had no other thing but I could do. Like either you gonna ride with me or not. And if you're not gonna ride with me, that's fine. But I didn't have none of those other options. You know, you my rock. You my rock. You know,
I mean, don't get me wrong, Mash. The hypothetical that you gave that led up to you having that body in the trunk was cap. Like that shit was dumb what you did in terms of shooting niggas because they want to see a grenade. But I'm saying, but
whatever the reason, I'm here with you now.
I feel like it got to be some real shit though. You can't get into dumb shit and then expect your homie to get on some real shit with you though.
Sometimes you do get into dumb shit, my nigga.
But if your actions is real, you can't. You know what I mean? It's never gonna be dumb if your actions is real. I mean, come on, that hypothetical nigga like you want to see a grenade.
At the end of the day, I gotta be responsible for myself. At the end of the day, I gotta be responsible. But that doesn't change our relationship. That doesn't change that I'm irresponsible now and I need help. So because I'm irresponsible, I don't want to make it worse for you, but I'm telling you I need help.
Right.
I feel like Flash did make a point though. Like it does get to a point where like I'm not responsible for you. Like if it gets to a point where I'm gonna jeopardize my freedom in my life, then that is a decision that as a friend you have to kind of just consider.
I also think that as me being the victim or me playing the victim role, bringing you into it makes it worse on my part. Like now I'm making it your business and it shouldn't be your business. That's real selfish of me to do that. Right. But now it should only be used
if you have no other choice because you know that as his friend or whatever, he's going to rob you or maybe consider doing that. So you have to consider that.
He got to know he got to know as my friend that it's a potential that I may ask that of you.
Yo, let me give y'all an actual scenario that a friend of mine, I'm just going to say it's a friend and I don't want to give his identity, but the situation was he was selling drugs out of this dude's house, right? Coke, whatever. He wasn't paying the dude. He was supposed to pay the dude. They had an agreement. He was supposed to pay the dude X amount, right? Dude stepped to him. And he kept on selling drugs, didn't pay the dude. Eventually, dude stepped to him with a knife, right? He knows self-defense, he knows karate. When the dude stepped in with the knife, he was able to take the knife from him, stab him with his own knife, stole his car, drove to your crib. When he drove to the crib and he goes, yo, I don't know what to do now because, you know, I think I'm going to get in trouble for this. Like, I don't know. How would you guys, he has the stolen car right now, not to create a whole other one, but he has the stolen car.
But look, bro,
I mean, that situation's a bit cleaner because if you could prove self-defense, you definitely have something working in your favor. I mean,
that's different because I'm going to say like, all right, look, we need to go to the cops and tell them like, yo, you just stabbed somebody up because you was defending your life.
To be honest, if he'd have done that from the jump, he probably would have been good. Like, he didn't even have to come to you. He could just call the cops from the jump. Like, yo, this guy just tried to hit me with a knife. Defending myself. He's a dumb motherfucker right here.
I mean, but you were selling drugs in his house, though, so, you know.
I mean,
right. Oh, damn. I forgot about that little tidbit. The venue look a bit suspect. My bad.
Andrew stole his car.
The cops is out. The cops is out.
Yeah, cops.
Get that nigga's car back and say sorry. Hope that nigga don't
give his car back.
And you need to change spots immediately. This nigga done fucked up the whole shit. Like, just move locations, dog.
He's no longer working on that block. That block is dead.
Because if he snitch, you fucked up.
He got to prove that. He got to prove I was selling drugs.
My bad. I forgot all about the loud, my nigga. I forgot all about
that. I think would you feel like you were responsible to help him out?
But
would you be responsible to help him out?
I mean, I feel like advice is still help. I feel like advice is still help. I know y'all be on so.
That's the plug. That's the plug.
That's
the plug. Fuck out of
advice is help. Real short. Real talk. I think advice is help.
And I would give him the most bombastic advice ever, as that is my plug.
Bombastic.
That's not plug. He getting the best advice I can give him.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
I'll take it. That's one.
That's crazy.
Word.
All right.
Crazy.
Swing over to the next talking point is when do you not want to be responsible? Like when are you when is it the best opportunity time for you to not have to be responsible?
Vacation, my nigga.
Okay.
Go ahead, TJ. Go ahead, TJ. No, go, TJ.
I actually said this to the last guy that I was dating. I was like, I don't want to be responsible for anything anymore. I want somebody to be able to take care of me for something.
Real talk.
Like, I really want to be able to trust somebody to know that they got my back. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think that's like the ultimate commitment. And that, I want to be able to feel like that in a marriage. But I shared that with him just to kind of gauge where he saw me too, you know, and what his thoughts were on that, you know. But it'd be nice to be able to fall back a little bit and see if somebody gonna hold me down.
It's always good to have someone taking care of you the way you want to be taken care of. There's absolutely, I feel like we as humans love that shit. Sorry, I'm just saying. It's like you ain't the only person that shares that shit.
Nah, actually,
I like what you saying. Vacations. I like vacations too. But go ahead.
Yeah, no, actually, one of my friends was talking to me one time. I remember like we was in Jamaica. It was for like a carnival vacation and shit, and like we was like towards like the last few days, and because she coordinated everything. She's usually a really responsible person. She made sure everybody was in the cab. She made sure everybody gets to the parties and all that shit. But at the end, she was just like, yo, I don't want to be responsible anymore. Like, I'm really done. And I understood her 100%. I mean, like, I'm tired.
That's like me.
I don't want to do this anymore.
Planning.
Like,
I feel like you done. Like, it's always that moment where you're just tired. You just need to take a break. It's not that you don't want to be responsible. You just need to take a break from the responsibilities that you have currently.
Real talk.
I don't never want to not be responsible. Like I love, like, you know, I act, you know, you act like you don't want to, but there's a pride, you know, being proud of the shit that you're responsible for, whether you're proud of the work that you're doing. So there's, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like that feeling makes you always want to be responsible, but yeah, you do want to take a break because it's always work, effort, energy that you put in. So
yeah, I think
I never feel like you never want to not be responsible. It's just that you just want to take breaks from the shit.
I think breaks are necessary.
Yeah, 100.
I don't want to be responsible during sex sometimes. Like sometimes,
that's a good one.
I don't want to be responsible for like taking the initiative for sex or being the aggressor in sex or always dominating sex or taking the charge on sex. I don't always want to be there. I mean, I enjoy it.
Facts.
I mean, don't get it twisted. I take pleasure in assuming that role, but I don't always want to be responsible for it.
Gotcha.
I feel like there's an assumed kind of. Let me not say it, but I always feel like I don't want to say you have no other options unless you communicate that, but usually that's the man role. You know what I mean?
That is usually
unless you're dealing with that type of woman who likes to get aggressive in those moments. You know, more in the degree that you would like, but. I feel you with what you're trying to say. Like sometimes it's good to just lay back, let her do all the work, and really really give it to you. You know what I mean? But it.
Because here's the thing about you being responsible for sex. I don't know. I hate to put women into like a whole category, but I feel like women are self-conscious and they want you to want them, and you initiating sex shows that you want them. I'm just saying. You and
men have said the same thing too.
I always felt that like
men don't need it, but we don't need it. But we don't need it though. I'm just saying the women to initiate the sex. We usually initiate.
I feel like that's an old stereotype, to be honest with you.
But I would like it. Yeah, I would like it sometimes.
I mean, men love to initiate. Like I definitely get the alpha aspect.
I'm gonna say I love it. I'm not gonna say I love it. I don't mind doing it, but if a woman does it, I like it when women do it as well. I really do.
I feel like it's a good change of pace when they kind of show that initiative, like, oh shit, you like that? Or, you know what I mean? I feel like that's different when they kind of surprise you and take control. I think about the Game of Thrones scene when Daenerys won over his her husband at the time, where she tried to flip it and try to do something a bit different that he wasn't expecting, and that's the type of shit that I like. You know what I mean? I know what I like. If you're gonna surprise me,
it's usually
you're gonna surprise me and give me some shit that I didn't know that I like. I feel like that is a fucking turn on that words can't express. You know what I mean? That's different.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Daenerys had to talk to the host to get put on.
Like, and they definitely put her the fuck on, dog. They definitely did.
Shorty took a Princess Khaleesi.
She should have ran down on Momo. Would have told her how to use them knees. She'd like, look, girl, look. All you got to do is set yourself up tight, right? All right. You gonna rule the tribe, bitch. You gonna rule the tribe.
I can't.
Real shit.
The horse people gonna worship you.
Yeah, I don't know.
Dragon pussy.
Yeah, women need
stupid.
that from time to time. Need to show that dragon pussy.
Oh God.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm.
Yeah, but I was gonna say for me, at least as far as the answer, I don't know. I feel like when we say when don't you want to be responsible, I feel like I choose my times when I'm just like I don't want to care about certain things. But that could be sometimes when I'm meditating. I don't want to be responsible for things when I meditate. Like I want to sit, I want to be at peace, I want to reset some things with myself, and yeah, I guess for me that's a time. Trying to think what else. Vacation is kind of one of them, but I also don't want to go on vacation and come back and realize like I lost my place or residence or some shit like that. So I feel like you still got to be responsible even while you on vacation.
Am I wrong that I think about like so many bad times when I don't want to be responsible? Like if I'm feeling overwhelmed or I'm feeling like depressed, that's when I'll be, I don't want to be responsible. Whether I choose to be responsible or not is different, but I definitely I always have that feeling of just not want to be responsible in those kind of moments. Not when I'm on vacation, I'm focused on having fun, not really not being responsible for shit. I already know I'm not doing it because I'm on vacation or something like that, So it's like I'm focused more on the fun aspect. But it's usually when like I'm just going through something. It's like that's when I just start. I don't really give a fuck about all that or whatever that responsibility is. That's when that feeling kicks in for me.
So I guess I call that just like me time. Like when it's me time, when it's time for me to not worry about all the outside world, the job, the what is the friend doing, what are the kids doing type of shit. It's like I think that's my moment of when I don't want to be responsible. And I guess I've been finding moments to give back to myself. It could be meditating, it could be playing video games, it could be studying, like things I'm doing for
whatever
for me.
Goes to your core. I feel you, my nigga.
Yeah, I guess like responsible for everything else at least for me.
I think sometimes I don't want to be responsible for work. Like when I'm at work, like certain things you just don't want to be responsible for.
Yeah,
that's how I feel.
What are some
like
things at work that you don't want to be responsible for?
Work
people that you got to work with, the people that you have to work with. That's straight up and down, my nigga. Like I could get my shit done, but it's the fact I got to rely on other people, and people are just notoriously unreliable.
Yeah. But what if that's your job? What if your work is to make sure people do their work? That's your work.
That's just the shit that you got to deal with. Like you got to be responsible for getting paid for that shit.
Yeah, that's why I said sometimes I don't want to be responsible for that.
Got it.
But you have to. At the end, like even regardless of how you feel, you're gonna do it. I mean, I think we all had that kind of feeling.
Shit, my job is not to be responsible for people. My job is to be accountable for people. You know what I'm saying? I have to answer for shit that people do wrong.
I have to do the same.
And if people fuck up, I have people that have to be answered. They have to answer to me, and then I have to answer to whoever because I'm accountable and I'm the direct supervisor.
You're responsible for what's going on in the area.
As far as being responsible for these motherfuckers, I'm not responsible. If this motherfucker walks outside after I told him not to go outside and get hit by a car, he gets hit by a car.
That's not on you.
I'm accountable for explaining what happened with this person, but I'm not responsible for what happened to him. I told him not to go out.
I'm responsible. I'm responsible to write him up every time he do a no call, no show. But am I accountable for his third time no call, no show? I'm just tap you on your shoulder. Once you go on the clock out for me, big fella. Why don't you
right?
Clock out for me, big fella. That's it for you.
Real shit. Real talk.
Real shit.
So wait, Flash, you touched on something crazy when you talked about vacation and responsibility. Yeah. And I think my mindset on how I want my life to be, I want to live like I'm on vacation. Like I want to find a way to blend those two feelings into my regular day-to-day life.
If you have responsibilities, I'm not sure how possible that is, my nigga, because you'll get tired of it at a certain point.
But I'd imagine,
I mean, not to throw shade on your shit though. Go ahead with that.
No, you can't. But I feel like in terms of like the ability to navigate a world where those two things coexist is possible. And I think that sharpening that vision of what that looks like is what this conversation is helping me figure out. You know what I mean? Because when I think about what you get when you're on vacation, I think you're not where you normally are. So you could be remote. I think about the basic things that you would have to do, those things that are necessary of you. You can still find a way to do that and still get the other half done if it's possible for you. but I want to find a way to make those two things happen.
I feel like you can do it. I mean, at least in this era, if you find companies that respect, work life balance, I feel like that gives you more opportunities to do that. I don't think all companies like care about like your mental well-being and all this other shit. Because there's certain things I'm seeing in certain industries, they're giving you like mental health days and all this other stuff, or more days even for yourself to do vacations or whatnot. Sometimes we're limited depending on the job or whatever.
Some companies do realize how important mental health is in terms of like work-life balance and shit. Hell yeah.
Some, not all. I feel like a lot of companies are still learning what that looks like, especially in like today's era.
I always think about how money's always the priority. So I would never assume a corporation or a company to give a fuck about mental health for an employee. Like their bottom line is money. But that's just my thought.
Yeah, I guess so. But like I said, the conversation is there.
My company cares about your mental health.
Yeah, some companies, they don't make money unless you are at like 100%, and they need to keep
it. Prioritize it.
They need to make they have to prioritize your health and well-being, because if they want to keep you on board and they want you to keep doing good work for them, they need to make sure you're mentally stable.
Yep. Right. And that's a whole different level of employment. Like those type of jobs are like they give you good health care. Like they want to make sure that your family's in good health. They want to make sure your team is in good shape. You know what I mean?
They're still gonna make money.
Yeah.
But if you are a happy employee and they know like you're gonna
make more money for them, of course.
Yeah,
that's definitely the game, of course.
Those are incentives. Sorry, TJ, you were gonna say something?
No, my mom was just telling me about a coworker that she's annoyed with because she just claims that she has like an anxiety attack. And they just do everything for her. And she's like, she'll come in the office and she just start bawling, crying, and then they send her home, And it's like she's getting preferential.
Does she do it in like a consistent basis? Like there's a pattern of it, or it's like
it is a pattern of it, but everybody knows that she has anxiety. So everyone is told, like, don't say anything to her, allow her to speak to the manager, and then we usually send her home. And my mom is just like, now we're short staffed and it's a lot. So
I mean, she doesn't know what this lady is going through, though.
We don't. We really don't.
At the same time, like I deal with anxiety as well, but like if it interrupts the workplace where other people are compromised, now it's like that's something that has to be taken into consideration.
Crying at work out loud, that's
wild.
Has to be. I would rather not have her there. I would rather do the work. Like they're gonna pay me to do the work, but I would.
But if they short staff and she's there just taking up time and not really working because of that, that's when it's like there's resentment that comes in. Like
that's above me. That's HR's job. HR gonna work that out in terms of I know that I can't in those situations. Though,
Mash, it's like you got to wait for that process, and it's like the employees are fucked up in that kind of situation, waiting for like HR or whoever.
I ain't gonna wait for shit. Let's be hypothetical. If I'm at Home Depot and this woman, hypothetically, her name is Karen, and she just had a problem at home. Let's say her kids are sick. And she's dealing with the bills associated with that. And she comes into work and crying to the customers at the cash register. She's cashing them out. Karen, you got to go home, baby. Like, because you can't be here at work right now. You know what I mean? And then HR going to have to figure out what they're going to do for Karen because she can't be on the floor. I can't figure out the mental health of Karen. Like, Karen is broken up right now. I know that she can't do her job, though. I know that.
I feel like in that situation, if Karen was to give you pushback, that would be a conflict. Like it's possible that's
HR's job. That's HR. Yeah, that's HR's job. HR got to figure that out.
Karen is crying. She got to go.
But if the customer is cool and like I'm thinking a situation where, well, anyway, that's just going off topic, but. Yeah, it's just uncomfortable.
She's taking money. Just imagine this person behind the counter taking money.
But if the customer empathizes with it and the customer's not offended, then there was no issue. It's possible there would be no issue. The customer is definitely the bottom line. The customer has to be offended for that shit to be a concern.
No, you have to remove her.
So what if Karen is sobbing and shit, and the Karen start talking about, oh yeah, I got this GoFundMe that I set up for me and my baby. If you donate a couple dollars to the GoFundMe.
She's trying to hustle. She's trying to plug her shit in.
It's not a hustle. It may be facts. It may be facts.
She's at work.
But now it's inappropriate. It's at work.
Yeah, like now you're just you're reaching a bit too much with the conversation.
It's a distraction, and we can't have you on the floor, Karen. We can't have you on the floor with that. So I'm gonna segue to my next talking point, family. And this is gonna be the last one because we're running toward the end of the show. When do you think your parents figured out you were responsible? When did your parents say, you know what, TJ, you're ready. You can now blank.
I was 9 years old, and she gave me, fourth grade. She gave me keys to the house, so I would wait for my little sister, pick her up, and then we would go home together. And or sometimes I'll wait for my sister to go to my grandma's house or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's my grandma's
house. You was a latchkey kid.
Latchkey. Am
I wrong to think that some parents are just like I like to think that parents was like I was responsible because I got keys, but sometimes I just feel like parents just didn't feel like picking me up no more. So it's like, yo, just here the keys, come in or whatever. Like I feel like there's a vibe somewhere associated with that shit.
Yeah, my mom couldn't because she worked 2 jobs. You're right, she worked 2 jobs. She couldn't.
So it's like they had no choice but to give you that responsibility because they can't like stop work to come and pick you up. So it's like
right.
But if they didn't think you were responsible, they would find somebody to take you and pick you up.
They would have to, yeah.
That's also other side of the coin. Correct. Other side of the coin.
Yeah.
Exactly. But if they have to believe you're responsible in order to allow you to be able to do that.
Yeah, I knew I was responsible when my mom said I could walk to school by myself. I felt like that was
that's how I knew it.
It wasn't
How old were you? How old?
Nigga, damn,
what grade at least?
Y'all trying
Second
to bring
grade,
up
third grade?
Elementary for sure. You had to be elementary.
I can't go back
you had to be
far.
elementary.
Yeah, I'm about to say you got good memory. You can pinpoint the date. I mean,
but yeah, I felt like
give me context, Flash. How far away was school from where you were? How many blocks?
I want to say like it was like 2 blocks. It was like work. But we was in the projects.
For a kid, that's long.
No, for a kid in the projects, that's long because
especially if you were a girl.
That walk is like once you disappear in between the buildings and shit, that shit different. So it's like you had to, and it's wild because I always remember like having had the bag and I had to get my route and shit. So I know like, all right, boom, make this left. And I'm like, all right, there go the drug dealers. All right, don't make no eye contact with the drug dealers. Oh shit, they playing a dice game. Dodge around the bitch now. Okay, we on the other side of the shit. Okay, now we at the road. It's time to cross, whatever. We only got one light. Wait till the shit blink. And it's like, that's how I figured out like, yo, she really let me do that shit. And I was like, I'm pretty sure she watched me though, because my mom probably is never the type to be like, go do it. So she probably was in the background like, okay, he dodged the drug dealer, he's good. Like,
I feel like all mothers in particular, they always gonna watch for their sons. If they cross the street, they gonna make sure they get across the streets healthily. I feel like that's just
probably watching you.
That's what mothers do.
But me, I'm not looking back. I'm like, I said keep my eyes forward too. She probably right behind me, nigga. I'm just like, got this shit.
Real talk.
Fuck
real talk, because you got to do a few test runs with them and just watch them, see what they do on their way to school, and then you can critique certain things that they do. I'm gonna be honest with you. My daughter, she just started walking to school by herself.
Nice.
And like,
how old is she? How old is she? Okay.
She's 10. But my son has been walking to school by himself since he was 6 years old. And that's because I was aside from the obvious boy and girl, my son was a little bit more, I'm gonna just say, he paid a little bit more attention to details, and he paid a little bit more attention to his surroundings. And I noticed that about him. And that's why he's been walking to school by himself since he was 6. No cap.
Where did he go to school? Where did he go to school at?
He went to school. He went to school. He actually had to walk like across the street. Like I lived in Brooklyn. I don't know if anybody knows Brooklyn, but he walked the street like on Linden Boulevard. And he would he didn't have to walk across Linden, but he had to walk across like the side block. It was 2 side blocks, and he was at school, and I could see him from upstairs. You understand what I'm saying? I could see him. Well, my daughter, you can't really see her. She has to walk off. You know what I'm saying? But him, I probably would have trusted sooner than I trust her because of the strength that I can see that he pays attention. When I felt like I was trusted, it's just like TJ. I was 9 and my mom gave me the key and she told me that you have to let your brother and sister into the house. And I was like, wow, I'm the only one with the key. I'm responsible. That's when I felt responsible. I don't know if that's like when she thought I was responsible, but that's when I felt responsible.
Were you the oldest? Because don't you have an older brother? So
I was the oldest. No, I was the oldest at the time. I was my older brother wasn't living with me. I was the oldest at the time. Okay. I had the key. I would let them in, but I felt like she thought I was responsible enough to let them in, and I was proud that they thought I was responsible. And at the end of the day, that is a big thing, though, Boogie, because if you fuck around and go in your house and something happens, your parents can be arrested. They can get arrested for neglect, okay? Leaving you in the house by yourself and some shit happens. If some shit happens, so they have to have some sort of, I guess, expectation of responsibility on your part.
I was gonna say I was definitely a latchkey kid. but you knew when you got that, because I had my key in the 4th grade as well, and you knew don't answer the goddamn phone or the damn door.
Facts.
That was just the premise of it. Don't answer no door and don't answer the telephone.
I feel like as parents, I feel like we got that common sense well before we got the key. Like, even if we didn't have the key, like, yo, someone at the door, you don't recognize it. Like, what are you going to the door for? Like, I feel like my parents would whoop my ass. I do some dumb shit like that. Like,
right.
Anyway.
Right. So, I had my key at a young age, too. And then I would go to, I think in the 6th grade, I had track practice. I would go to practice by myself, too, and stuff. And, and really went to practice. Like, like, really went to practice and everything. At that age by myself.
Is there a certain age by law that you can't leave your kids? Do you know?
No.
There's no age.
I don't know. I think under 12.
It's not.
So there's no law.
There's no law, but you have to depend. Like, because of course, if you have, and the reason why that, let's say you do have a 12-year-old and a 12-year-old with special needs, you can't. Then not to leave that kid by himself. But you may have a 12-year-old who's very articulate and knows how to do those things. So it's really, not per se an age. But
are you trying to say if a kid comes home from school like 11, 10 years old and the parents not home from work yet or whatever, they get homework later, that's illegal? Like, it's not
illegal. I'm not gonna. No, it's not. It's definitely not illegal. No, I'm not saying that it's illegal.
Y'all talking about leaving kids alone in the crib?
Yeah, like I'm thinking the kid goes home, there's nobody home, goes by himself, and I'm like,
be arrested for that.
There is a minimum age for certain states. New York, I don't think has an age.
I'm telling you that there's no age for that's what I'm for New York.
Google it. Stop coming up with fake news.
No,
flash.
I'm saying other
this
states
is your
have
reference.
There's no age per se. Because we talk about that all the time. What is the legal age? What is the? Let me see. I'll even look it up.
I'm looking at shit right now. Colorado.
I mean, how would you phrase the question, though, Mo? How would you phrase that question?
So wait, I just while we look up the stats on that one, I just want to plug my big sister, and I want to thank her for helping train me on being responsible. Shout out to you, little big sis. I love you. I never thought about the impact of a sibling in your leveling up of responsibility. And it wasn't until you shake that question, like, were you the big brother having that responsibility? It made me forget about my sister leading me on those walks to school when I thought I was being responsible. I wasn't fucking being responsible. My sister was responsible for me. I was just following her that whole time. I didn't think about it till now. So I guess when I became responsible is when I moved out.
Right.
Like,
So I just wanted to say, when you go ahead, Mash.
No, go ahead.
I want to get back to it. For New York, as I stated, there's no under New York state law, there is no set age at which children can be left home alone. It is the parent's responsibility for deciding whether or not the child is mature and responsible enough to understand the circumstances and take care of him or herself. So, for instance, if I go to a home and the 11-year-old tells me, "Oh, well, Miss Junior, Miss J, I stay home alone." Okay, I may ask particular questions. Do you have your mother's cell phone number? Yes, I know the number. What do you do if there's a fire and they respond, or I call 911? Or you know what I mean? They have to be able to articulate that. If you're not able to articulate that to me, then maybe then I may say, when your child didn't know your number, the child didn't know what to do in an emergency. The child may say, "Oh, I go to I know to knock on Miss Brenda's door when something," you know what I mean? So there's really no set age, but you have to show the capacity. The child might have to show some kind of capacity that they're able, that they know the basics.
Because like when you ask me, like, what's your phone number? What's your address? Yeah. Where do you live? Those are basic things that a kid who's responsible needs to know. Needs to know for sure.
It says here to make intelligent, reasoned decisions regarding these matters. Like, that's all you got to do. You got to make it a reasonable decision.
So my thing is, so what I'm saying is, for instance, if it's a 12-year-old, right? Like, this is why I think it's still an issue. If it's a 12-year-old and you leave the 12-year-old, and the 12-year-old may be very mature, but you leave the 12-year-old to watch a 1-year-old, I think that's inappropriate. I don't care how, I think that's
the 12-year-old may not just not be mature enough to take care of a 1-year-old. The 12-year-old may be mature enough to take care of themselves, or at least watch over it for a little bit.
Know the basics to care for themselves, but not a 1-year-old.
First off, I don't know about you, but I was able to take care of a 1-year-old at 12.
Well,
maybe not at 8.
Are we talking about taking care of just watching over till the parents get in?
I used to babysit at 12. I used to babysit my little cousins and shit.
I was going to say that too. I used to babysit
all that shit. I could do all that at 12. 8-year-olds, definitely not. But it's
diapers and all that kind of jazz too. All the work.
Yeah,
I'm responsible at that time, even though I didn't want them heifers
All you
leaving me
gotta do
their
is
kids.
feed them little niggas and change their diapers.
I mean, on
and
some
make sure
Real
real
talk.
shit, though, you know, emergencies can always happen. So it's like you got to
Right.
be
You gotta
parent.
be
You know what I
able to-
mean? I don't know.
You gotta be smart.
I think as a parent, you got to be real bold to trust a kid with your 1-year-old baby.
1-year-old, I agree.
Like
And I
you
wouldn't,
got to
like,
be
that's
on
just
some
crazy.
next shit to be like, I trust this kid enough to keep this kid alive because you know I'm that good of a parent.
He'd have to be one hell of an intelligent child for me to like have that kind of trust in him. Like he's a child, I wouldn't. Like if something fucks up, I can't get mad at him because it's like he's a child. I should be mad at myself for like.
I wouldn't put the responsibility on a child.
On the
Like,
child,
Got you.
I couldn't. I wouldn't hold a child accountable to take care of that because
You couldn't.
Right.
Yeah,
You couldn't.
you know that would be bombastic.
Yeah.
Hey, I was trying. I didn't
No,
think about
actually,
it.
Nope, no point. Nah.
Why not?
Sorry.
Why not?
That is
nigga said you
that,
did it
the
wrong.
responsibility is not being bombastic. There's no speech or writing that's being exaggerated here. Let's
Right.
Exactly.
You tried.
There you go, Boogie.
You still in the lead, though. You still in the lead.
And with that, we're gonna end the episode because I want to win.
Actually, I didn't answer my question yet, so we could definitely like bring that back a little bit.
Bring that back.
Still moderator.
Bombastic.
Big hard, Boogie. It's on you. It's on you. Make this
Yeah,
time.
so
Nigga said Uno. He didn't say Uno out.
Anyway, I did want to say that my first responsibility that I knew, as a kid, we went shopping every year for school clothes. We went shopping like once a year. It was I thought I was responsible when my parents actually gave me the money to start actually just buying the clothes or whatever. Yeah, that was the first time I thought I was responsible. I fucked that up that same year when I came back with a TV instead of clothes, which was so worth it because I was able to play some dope ass PS2 games at the time in my room. That was fire about it. Like I didn't have to share the living room TV no more. My mother was screaming up and down. She hated my guts, but it's like, damn, that TV was just so worth it.
My
anyway,
nigga, because now she still had to buy you clothes because all your shit was too small.
No, she definitely did. I told her to jump. I'll be all right, mom. This TV right here, holding me down.
I was school smelly and shit, right?
I know the clothes was clean. We washed it. It just wasn't new clothes. We just had clothes from last year. At least for that year, I was good.
My nigga, how old were you? How old were you, bro?
How old? Devil May Cry 2 came out, or Devil May Cry 1 came out.
My nigga, you was going to school with clothes that was too small for you because you got to remember you were growing.
No,
so she has to buy you new clothes now.
I was good. My clothes was great, dog. Remember, as a kid, I think my clothes was baggy too.
How the hell he went to school as long as he had that damn TV?
Yeah, that TV was worth it. Ain't nobody telling me nothing. Like that TV was
T-shirt in the winter. My nigga had a
that was
definitely
irresponsible
in the middle of the winter.
Let him rock.
Real talk.
Anyway.
But yeah,
take us away.
All right, so thank you for listening to episodes Sophisticatedly Ratchet. This is a responsibility versus accountability. We love you, tribe. I'm gonna pass it to my girl TJ because I feel like I've just grown so familiar and comfortable with hugging.
Wait, before we kick it to the Ice Queen, let me just make sure we end the day with the bombastic word of the day results. Smash, you win by 1 point. You know, reaching like a motherfucker, but you got it, dog. You really right
fantastic.
Yeah.
But now, Ice Queen, you go ahead and take us away now. It is all on you.
Yeah. Thank you guys. Thank you, tribe, for listening to another episode of Sophisticatedly Ratchet. You should like us, save us on any platform so that you get our episodes every Wednesday. Rate us 5 stars or better. We appreciate it. The best way to contact us or to stay in touch with us, interact with us is on social media. We're on Instagram and it's So Ratchet Podcast. We're also on Twitter at So Ratchet Pod. And we're on YouTube, Sophisticatedly Ratchet. Deuces.
Peace.
All right, peace.
Peace, everybody.
Oh, I like that.